In the suffocating depths of an underground tomb, where faith twisted into madness, one family's holy refuge became a gateway to hell. As whispers slithered through the pipes, and a child's innocence curdled into something unholy, the true apocalypse wasn't raging above, it was clawing its way up from below. What emerged from that bunker could end us all, if it hasn't already begun. We were raised on the brink of oblivion, every sunrise a potential harbinger of divine wrath. The end times weren't some distant myth. They were imminent, etched into our daily prayers. God would unleash his fury, scorching the sinners while elevating the pure. Or so Father Isaac Graves drilled into us, his voice thundering like judgment itself. In our forgotten speck of a Corn Belt town, folks whispered about us. But if you've caught the headlines, you know the sanitized version, a tale of fanaticism spiraling into slaughter. The cops and reporters peddled that narrative, madness, murder, blind zeal. But there's a shadow side, buried deep like our secrets, ours. Our clan was small, just 5 souls clinging to Father's ironclad creed. Him at the helm, stern and unyielding, my sister Judith, with her gentle spirit and fingers that danced over keys. My brothers Noah and Saul, bundles of boyish energy, and me, the overlooked middle one, caught in the currents of doubt. Mother? She forsaked the path right after Saul's birth, or that's the gospel according to Father. One day we were uprooted, vanishing across states without a trace. Secrecy was our shield in this depraved world, he insisted. But as years crept by, cracks formed in his story. I fantasized her out there, a determined phantom with golden locks whipping in the breeze, hiring sleuths to hunt our trail. She'd navigate the endless gravel to our secluded haven, hidden amid whispering woods. Her horn would blare, and we'd bolt from the house, piling into her car for a life unbound. No more odd stares as the preacher's weird kids, no forced Bible marathons or outdated garb. Guilt gnawed at me for those reveries. Nightly, I'd beg forgiveness, especially as the world unraveled just like Father predicted. 2020 hit like a biblical plague. Divisions festered, economies crumbled, a virus swept the globe, it screamed apocalypse. My fears doubled. Was my faith flimsy? And worse, Father quit his construction gig, channeling his network into a mysterious endeavor on our land's far edge. He barred us from it, smirking that revelation came on God's clock. But with prices soaring and no one else employable, survival loomed like a specter. How would we eat? Thunder rumbled that fateful rainy eve when he roused us to the kitchen. The radio crackled with lockdown decrees. The virus had peaked. This was it, his prophesied trigger. Pack what you cherish, he urged, eyes alight. We may never return. No panic, he soothed. He'd forged a sanctuary for the devout to weather the storm. Heart pounding, I trailed him into the storm-lashed night. Flashlights sliced through inky fields, revealing construction scars but no edifice. Had madness claimed him? He knelt, unveiling a concealed metal portal in the turf. With a massive key dangling beside his cross, he unlocked it. Safe from the purge, he vowed. We descended the ladder one by one. Below, shadows swallowed us until he sealed the hatch and ignited the lights. Forget the grim newsreels of our lair as a squalid pit. It gleamed fresh, solar bulbs banishing gloom, walls exhaling paint's crisp scent. Well water flowed pure, vitamins countered sunless days, provisions stacked for precisely 1,260 days, the tribulation span, per Father. That inaugural night blurred in excitement. Noah and Saul bounced on bunks like wild colts. Judith's eyes sparkled at her relocated piano. Me? Touched by shelves of vetted tomes, a nod to my buried passion. Their giggles, her melodies haunting the corridors, pages whispering under my fingers. These echoes now torment my sleep. Father confessed the build had drained our coffers, but worldly wealth would soon mean naught. A radio monitored the surface, rationed to an hour daily. Only ruin up there, he cautioned. Thoughts of mother surged. How would she endure the chaos? She'd decry this madness, urge flight from father's grip, mirroring her own escape. Yet here I was, shielded while the world burned. No more town judgments, no confessing my escape plans at 18. Earth and steel entombed my woes. It felt like strapping into a roller coaster I'd never ridden. Bar descending, inexorable pull forward, locked in for glory or doom. Trouble brewed in month 3, innocuous at first. Over dinner, young Saul, 7 and sunny, quizzed on the pipes. Water in, waste out. Father's lecture satisfied most, but Saul's frown lingered. Odd for him, the family spark, usually zipping halls on his bike or slamming hoops. Privately, he shrugged off my probe. But passing his shared room that night, Noah's snores soloed. Saul lay rigid, eyes saucer-wide in the murk. Unsettling, but I prayed it passed. Father simmered beneath his piety. This bunker was his life's apex. No room for hitches. Nights later, whispers jolted me awake. Doorless by design, virtue hides nothing. I knew nocturnal shuffles. But this, hushed murmurs in the void. Buried under tons of soil, I rationalized wind in conduits. Saul's pipe fixation resurfaced, creeping lightless to the bath, distances warped in black. Voices ebbed, flowed, too distinct. Saul's flashlight gleamed, abandoned. Peering, I froze. Him on toes, ear to faucet, muttering into the drain, awaiting replies. A minute ticked. He whirled, eyes glinting crimson like nocturnal beasts. Impossible in the abyss, yet he pierced me. I retreated, questions churning, sleep elusive, morning shower, paranoia pricked. Drain-eyed warily, imagining horrors erupting. Post-dry, I whispered a test. Hello. Silence. Father noted my fatigue, doling extra chores. Exhausted, I goalied for the boys' soccer in the spare room. Saul's kicks veered vicious, one gut punching me breathless. He'd cradle hurt bugs ordinarily, yet stood smirking across the chill concrete. I know, his grin taunted, stay out. Fear seeded, whispers recurred, but I eavesdropped from afar. A bass timbre oozed from pipes, suave, alien gibberish. Saul replied in kind, fluent in the arcane. Delay no more. Tell father. I queried bunker secrets. Hidden nooks? He chuckled, blaming my books. But dawn brought eclipse. War erupted above, per radio. Details blurred now, fabricated then. Soul station penetrated, fitting father's script. Pestilence done, war next. Accents off, words mangled. Like mimicry by the inhuman. Echoed the pipe voice. Broadcasts darkened, forging our unity. Hymns soared round Judith's keys for the scorched earth. A year vanished thus, blissful barring Saul's shift. By Yule his joy evaporated, now cunning, grudge-holding. Noah shied from rough play. I trembled too. Saul knew impossibles, my lecture daydreams exposed in a hall confrontation. Father misses it, he hissed, but another's watching. Judith shouldered his tasks. Blackmail, I surmised. Some hidden shame. Year 2 dawned with Saul's first vision. Mid-meal, he bolted up, eyes rolling, knuckles blanching on table. In booming timbre, at 6:06, the beast awakens. Collapse. Father deemed tongues. We eyed clocks. 6 p.m., radio droned calamities. Then screech, screams, silence at 6:06. Validation. Saul ascended golden. Next oracle vaguer. Faithful tested, do not falter. Soon father queried food thefts, supplies vanishing, rations cut. All baffled save Saul's knowing nod. Noah watched him closer, but Saul evaded like smoke. Pipe surveillance chilled me, Pilfering persisted till Easter. Noah announced. Saul interjected. Noah's the culprit. Stunned, Noah wailed, "You're wasting it." Saul's face contorted alien. Lies heard, judgment inescapable. Prophetic, dawn, Noah lifeless, heart failed. Shared room, Saul oblivious, or culprit. No surface burial, dismembered, trashed. Father's cleaver sobs, Judith prayed. I averted eyes. Saul grinned. Joy fled. Rituals droned hollow without Noah's trill. Hymns flat. Bunker woes mounted. Lights failed in Saul's wing. Rats? No signs. Leak sprang. Mildew bloomed. Drips maddening. Saul endured. I welcome distance. Sabotage, I suspected, implying Noah's murder true. Bunker turned cage. Half rations, perpetual dim. Coughs racked us from damp. Water fouled. Gray sludge. Father pondered exodus. Sans H2O. Doom. Third day. Flow, returned crystal. We guzzled unboiled. Desperate. Hours on. Retching black bile in shower. Convulsions gripped. Dreams ravaged. Judith feral. Howling nude. Father shattering mirror in penance. Saul ceiling crawling. Neck twisted. Voids for eyes. Hell. I deliried. 72 hours later, awakened to shattered glass. Tacit pact. Silence on the madness. Saul unscathed, thriving in decay. Father mandated boiling. More blackouts. Dread dogged dark treks. Saul lurked invisible. 5 months, Judith swelled. Pregnancy undeniable. Not mine or Saul's. Only. Miracle, Father proclaimed immaculate. Herald of trial's end. Skeptical, yet their belief swayed me. Chosen? I pondered. 15 months on, stores depleted. Judith undelivered. Impossible in starvation. Radiance faded. She withdrew. Mute. Bedbound. Belly heaving faintly alive. Father wandered lost. Prayers mumbled. Tasks abandoned. Burden mine. Feed. Care. Patch. Overwhelming in weakness. Spooning broth to Judith. Eyes flew open. Hand to her taut skin. This. Not human. Feel it? Writhing pulsed. Fish-like. Words failed. Lights died. Ends prelude. No power. No boil. Heat. Control. Supplies exhausted. Flashlight fading. Plead, hatch open. Or eternal night. Judith shrieked, contracting. Birth imminent. Groping light. Tug on shirt. Leave, Saul commanded. Beam flickered. Judith's terror. Sweat. Veins throbbing. Saul impassive. Prescient. Madness to abandon, but Saul transcended child. Leave. Shamefully, I fled her pleas. Sanity fracturing. Couldn't witness. Retreating, Saul's lullaby echoed. Pipe tongue. Alien melody. Drips. Screams. Song. Hours. Cries silenced. Infant wailed. Flashlight dimmed. Saul approached, bundling the mewling cloth. Footsteps. Child lives? Father ignored Judith. Last hope. Divine sign. Open the door, Saul decreed. Father clutched key, hesitating. Pray first. Saul shrugged, deposited bundle, vanished kitchenward. Father neared, unwrapped. Revulsion twisted him. Saul re-emerged, cleaver aloft. Noah's dismember tool. Hacked leg. Father crumpled. Redirected to head. Blade chunking flesh. Blood spraying. Screams unbelieving. I bolted to Judith. Lifeless. Sheets ebony soaked. Flashlight sputtered. Metallic groan. Saul had key. Sealing me in. Raced ladder. Daylight sliver shrinking. Begged strength. Lunged rungs. Fingers grazed soil. Hatch slammed, crushing. Agony, but clung. Else starvation. Madness. As he lifted again, grasped surface bundle, hurled below. Saul shrieked unearthly, dove after. Sun-blinded after 4 years staggered to road. Haggard specter, ignored till police called. Hospital guarded. Docs battled starvation. Infections. Shrinks dissected tail, dismissing supernatural as delusion, indoctrination. Official. Father slaughtered all. Suicide. Neat, ignoring cleaver anomaly. black ooze. Forgetting eluded me, probed alone. Well-tapped abyssal reservoir, depths unknown. Saul child? Podcast clue. Woman Jocelyn vanished post-picking roadside boy with bundle. Called sister, described. Choked mid-word, line dead. Car found pristine near bus stop. Assumed runaway. Sister suspected passengers fled. Bus queries. Weak silent, then email. Blurry graffiti photo. Be wary of little children singing by the roadside. No more. Vanished. Yet I sense them out there, voices scheme unfolding. When the child matures, father's apocalypse may dawn. Years have passed since that blinding daylight scorched my retinas, yet the darkness inside me never lifted. Hospitals patched my body, IVs dripping nutrients into veins that had forgotten how to process real food, antibiotics warring against infections born of mold and despair, but my mind remained trapped below. Night after night, the same loop. Judith's final scream cut short, the wet crunch of cleaver on bone, Saul's inhuman wail as he dove after the bundle, and always the drip, drip, drip of unseen pipes, carrying voices no one else could hear. The police file closed quickly. Tragic cult suicide, they called it. Father Isaac had supposedly snapped, murdered his children one by one, then turned the blade on himself in some grotesque act of atonement. Convenient. It ignored the trajectory of the wounds. Impossible for a man to hack his own hamstring then his skull with such force. It ignored the black tar-like residue caked in Judith's bedding, thick as motor oil, defying every toxicology report. Samples vanished before independent labs could touch them. Case closed. Budgets tight. Move on. I didn't move on. Discharged, I drifted through halfway houses and low-rent rooms, piecing together fragments. The well-father had sunk so proudly? Geologists I contacted, anonymously, always anonymously, confirmed it tapped an unmapped aquifer. Vast, ancient, plunging God knows how deep beneath the limestone. One researcher, off-record, described seismic anomalies around the site, low-frequency pulses, like breathing. Almost biological, he muttered before hanging up. Then came the podcast, late-night listening in a room lit only by phone glow. Episode 47, The Midnight Hitchhiker. Jocelyn Strauss, 34, night shift waitress, vanished 2 nights after our escape. Last known contact, a frantic call to her sister. There's this kid on the road, maybe 10, pale as death, holding something wrapped in rags. Looks sick. I'm giving him a ride to the next town. Her voice trembled on the recording they played. He's singing. Soft. I can't make out the words. Hang on, he's saying something. A wet gurgle, static, dead air. Car found unlocked in a thrift store lot 3 counties away. Keys in ignition, purse untouched on passenger seat. No blood, no struggle. Official theory, voluntary disappearance, debt, bad exes, classic runaway. Her sister knew better. That cry wasn't human fear, it was cut off, like something clamped her throat mid-word. She begged the hosts to keep digging. They treated it like flavor. Spooky seasoning for downloads. I emailed every bus depot along the likely route. Most ignored me. One clerk, probably bored on graveyard shift, finally replied 3 months later. Subject. Old CCTV/possible sighting. Attached 1 grainy still. Bathroom stall at a rundown Greyhound stop in rural Illinois. Scratched into the tile with something sharp. Maybe a key, maybe a nail. Be wary of little children singing by the roadside. No date stamp visible. No other graffiti nearby. Just those 2 lines, precise, almost elegant in their menace. I stared at the photo until my eyes burned. Saul's handiwork? Or the thing he carried? Had it grown already? Learning to mimic, to lure? I stopped sleeping properly after that. Every child's laugh on the street made me flinch. Every roadside figure in the fog became him. Smaller, then taller, always watching. I moved cities twice, changed my name legally. Still, the dreams come. In them, I'm back underground. The lights are out. Water drips in rhythm, like a heartbeat too slow. Pipes hum with that deep, politician-smooth voice, now clearer. Not gibberish anymore. English. Promises. Soon, it murmurs. The faithful waited. Now the world waits. Saul appears. Older, features sharpening into something predatory. No longer a boy. The bundle in his arms stirs, unwraps itself. Not an infant. Never was. A shape with too many joints, skin like wet parchment, eyes reflecting red even in total black. It opens a mouth that splits too wide and begins to sing, the same lullaby Saul crooned while Judith died. I wake choking, tasting rust and mildew. Sometimes I wonder if the voice was always there, waiting in the dark water table for someone foolish enough to drill deep and listen. Father thought he was building salvation. He delivered an invitation. The news grows stranger each year. Unexplained outages in rural grids. Children vanishing from backroads at dusk. A viral audio clip circulating dark web forums. Faint singing under static. Impossible to pinpoint origin. People who listen too long report dreams of dripping tunnels, of something patient and ancient rising. I don't know when it will surface fully. I don't know what form the child has taken by now, whether it wears Saul's face, or Jocelyn's, or something new entirely. But I feel it. A pressure behind the world's skin, like fingers pressing upward through soil. Father's trumpet may never sound from the sky. It's already playing, soft and low, through every pipe, every drain, every forgotten well. And when the song reaches full voice, we'll all hear it,